Hello, my name's James Heighton, farm machinery reporter for the Farmer's Guardian, and today you've joined me with Massey Ferguson's flagship 9S.425. Let's jump in and take a look round. Right, so we're in the cab of this 9S.425 and we're just going to fold out these 12 metre poly discs. This Massey 9S is the flagship model, delivering 425 horsepower. The lower models within the range do have boost functionality, but this flagship model is actually just a flat 425 horsepower. These 12 metre discs are something that you perhaps see more consistently on a track crawler or a quad track or something like that. They're comfortably rated at, I think, 650 horsepower, or at least around the 600 horsepower mark. We're a good couple hundred ponies short of that with the 9S, but she's coping with them well. I mean, conditions are more than ideal, to be honest, and it's quite a big step up for Massey. The cab's been drawn in from the 8S series, and it's a very spacious cabin. Like, if I set myself up perhaps a little bit more properly, you can really just swivel the seat round and get plenty of leg room. Really pleasant operating experience, to be honest. Massey have said that this cabin's one of the quietest on the market, and it certainly feels that way, to be honest. It's not something where it's droning away inside the cabin. So we've got Datatronic touchscreen terminal and the screen extender on a Trimble GPS seating system. It's pretty customizable, to be honest, and nice to set up. You can press a number of hotkeys if you want, to see your acreage is worked and those sorts of things, or whether you just want to see engine load and the usual functionalities that you would expect, and you can just set them up quite easily on the dash there. I've set the scroll functionality, and there's a number of set speeds options that you can set up, whether that's for working in the field. We've got the C1 and the C2 button, and you can go into the terminal and just set those speeds up and select the functionality that way. How I've just got it here, which is quite a nice easy way of setting the machine up. If you don't need too much customizable function, I can just use this scroll button and wind up the kilometre per hour speed higher and lower. I've currently got it set at 12 kph. The tractor's just about managing these discs doing around the 10 kilometres mark. We have got them in reasonably deep. It's doing a really nice job on the disc, just working up this stubble ground. The big changes obviously you get in the cabin beyond space is just a nice feel, new passenger seats. There's a few cup holders and storage space. I would have probably liked to see a little bit bigger storage compartments around the cabin, but there's plenty of room and accessibility, and there's also plenty of ports for powering up machines. Massey have probably improved quite a lot, recently on just the ergonomics of how the command arm's set up. The joystick on this machine is quite nice in its functionality and ergonomic layout. You've got your forward and reverse buttons just easily accessible on the thumb control, and a number of preset options as well on F1, F2, and then you've got the micro joystick, which functionality for spill control for third services. I'm currently just using the third and fourth spill service, but you can select them on those micro control joysticks. One of the big things that Massey have been saying to me is that yes, this tractor is customizable to operators, but at the same time, the best way to customize this machine is to customize it to individual machines and implements and usage. So this particular implement, we've got the Kverneland Qualidisc 12 metre, and we've set that profile up in the screen just So then obviously when you come to select what you want to do work-wise, you'll go in, you'll select whether you want to be fert spreading, whether you want to be ploughing, or in this case using this set of discs, and all the parameters that you've previously set up and had as what you felt was a comfortable working feel, is already set up and obviously ready to go for you again. The 9S series still uses the same 8.4 litre Agco power engine that the previous 8700 series did, but what they've done is they've gone from a twin turbocharger to a single turbocharger, and they've also got rid of the exhaust gas recirculation valve. Basically, Agco and Massey have said that there's less to go wrong with it, but it is, I think, the most reliable engine in the portfolio, or certainly up there anyway. One of the things I will say about this set of discs, even though they're 12 meters, you can really turn them on a sixpence. Right, so let's get back to some of these numbers then. So basically, the 9S.425, the flagship model that we're on now, is running a 8.4 litre Agco power engine. What Massey have done in the meantime is taking it from a twin turbocharged engine down to a single turbocharged engine. Massey do claim that this is one of the most reliable engines that they produce. On the 8S versions that Massey had initially brought out, some of their I think the Dyna 7 transmission caused a few perhaps hiccups and issues for the manufacturer. This particular tractor is a constant variable transmission, CVT, and it is running the MLT 260 transmission, I think, a heavy duty version of that. So basically, Massey have uprated the drive line and increased the diameter of drive shafts coming out of the back of the transmission. One of the design features that you do find on the new 9S that has been brought across from the 8S, beyond the cabin, which is a substantial feature, you've got the Protect You, what Massey call the Protect You feature, which is where they've separated the cabin directly from the engine bay. Basically, a lot of that's down to reducing noise for the operator, vibration and those sorts of things. The quality discs on the back, the 12 metre version, which is, I suppose, directly focused at a controlled traffic farming environment. You're also looking at perhaps operating this machine with longer run times, covering a lot more ground quicker. So on that basis, Massey have increased their fuel tank by 10% on the previous generation of machine, and also increased the AdBlue tank by 10% as well. So you're now getting 660 litres of fuel capacity and just shy of 70 litres, 68 litres there of AdBlue capacity as well. So you can really push on and wind around the hours. This Massey has got a full Pro Pack LED lighting system on it, so it is one of the brightest light packs on the market in lumens, 46,500 lumens. I think recently they've been picked to the post by their own in-house brand with Vent, but it's quite a significant lighting pack that this tractor has. Visibility wise, Massey have also brought in this more angled exhaust, which is really reducing the amount of visibility compromised out of the front right hand side. There's plenty of foot plates just to access taking off the GPS receiver and those sorts of things. Clear access, to be honest, on both sides. So once you're into the left hand side, you've got a good platform there, and again some drop down ladders just on the right hand side with some nice platforms there to to take the receiver off at the end of the day if necessary. This tractor's got a 205 litre per minute muck pump. That's delivering that at 1600 or just over 1600 RPM. I think as well as that you can have an uprated pump, just over 300 litres per minute, and a lot of it just comes down to obviously seed drill, perhaps applications where you're wanting a higher pump capacity or something like that. Certainly ample, even with the hydraulic requirements of folding and unfolding these discs. One of the things that this tractor's got on, actually, on the professional pack, you've got the air line just by the fuel tank and the steps. It also has a 12 volt power output, which is for just connects up to fuel bowsers and that kind of thing. It's not a jump start port or anything like that, or charging port, but it is there for fuel bowsers, which is quite nice. The professional pack does come out with a cantilever toolbox as well. I'd say, even though it is quite a substantial tractor, 425 horsepower, I know there's bigger out there, it's going to be used probably for a lot of draft work, drilling, those sorts of things. It comes with 2 cameras, front and rear. So initially I think it's a single camera as standard to the rear, but this one also has a front visibility camera over the bonnet. It also has the option to put 2 more, so 4 cameras in total if needed. And they're just little built-in ports where you can connect up to see maybe inside seed hoppers, those sorts of things. Talking about just all-round visibility, I'm really quite impressed on the bonnet shaping and styling, because it's a lengthy machine and the bonnet length's quite long, but there's still plenty of visibility down to the front linkage, and also, picking up weight blocks or front tank hoppers, and so you might be switching over a lot of different things again and again. The visibility down to the front linkage is, what I consider to be really good for this size of machine, and the same will have to be said for just visibility over the rear link arms. Historically, even on smaller tractors than this and lower output tractors, we've probably found situations where the back end, although hydraulically capable, has also come at the compromise of some considerable visibility, whether it's down to the hitch for picking up trailers or whatever, or even just to the link arms. But the way that this particular back end has been styled has delivered quite a neat look, and it does reflect well in the visibility over the back end to the hitch. While I'm just discussing the hitch, one of the things that Massey have uprated, I think on the 8700, it did offer a 14-ton hydraulic top link. That has been uprated to a hefty 20-ton unit. Quite a handful when you're just trying to link up to bits of equipment. But I suppose as machines, as in this instance, are getting bigger, the capacity of the top link has to reflect that. Sometimes you wonder, don't you, whether we're going wider, up to this 12-metre set of discs, how well it'll contour follow over that span. You can just see how the disc pitch and ride over different points across the field. Yeah, it's not the most undulating field in the world, but at the same time, just looking at it now, how it's sitting on what is quite an uneven bit of banking around this headland, it's following quite nicely, to be honest. Massey described this machine as a evolution, not a ground-up machine, ultimately, from the previous generation. And sitting here now, I'd say it's a good evolution and a good step in the right direction for the brand. This tractor ultimately does offer everything what any other brand could probably deliver, but there will be certain users that want certain features and functionality that you might not just be able to to get on this machine. But they have introduced through the ISO bus control TIM functionality. So basically, where the machine will control the tractor's forward speed or whatever, under load with sensors. So one of the things recently that Kverneland have been developing is TIM functionality on the balers. So what that's doing is it's using a number of sensors around the baler to recognise, pick up real load, and also it was in this instance a round baler, so thinking about bale shape and formation. The TIM functionality basically allows that baler to control where the pickup reel is going to be on the swath, and it also was controlling the forward speed of the tractor and taking that, I suppose, stress and strain away from the operator. But there's other places that it's also being used. So another feature that some manufacturers are bringing in, where you've got TIM functionality on top linkage of fertilizer spreaders. So when you're going up and down inclines, the fert spreader is constantly adjusting its angle of levelness, just to ensure that you've got consistent application rate, particularly if you're going to be spreading up to 54 meters in distance. You want to ensure that height above crop is right, and this tractor's got that capability because TIM functionality has been incorporated into this machine. It's a nice middle of the road operator experience, to be honest, and to be honest, with this new cabin, you could easily argue that it is more than adequate for most users, and ultimately probably doesn't come with the same price point as some of the more premium brands. You look down at the basics, whether that's the MLT transmission or whether it's the Agco power engine, this machine on paper should be a reliable, consistent workhorse for a lot of users. One of the things I haven't touched upon is obviously, you might want to ballast this tractor up. At the moment, this machine has got 2 1-ton wheel weights on each side. Now has a maximum permissible gross vehicle weight of 17 tons compared to previously 16 tons, and that's on a 50 kilometre an hour machine. You can specify it with a 40k transmission, but I don't think that's going to be an option that's probably going to be seen in the UK very much. But if you did opt for a 40k variant, that again will increase the gross vehicle weight up to 18 tons permissible compared to the 17 tons it was on the previous generation. You can have up to 4 1-ton weights on each wheel. It's going to be protruding out of the side of the tractor, so you're probably going to want bigger tyres to take that kind of ballasting. As well as that, this tractor is set up for incorporating a set of dual wheels. Although dual wheels perhaps aren't quite as commonplace as they were once, I could see it working quite comfortably on this tractor, because if you wanted it at harvest just to be something that was drawing a grain cart, you probably don't want to be using it with some really big flotation tyres. But you could dual it up for the drilling season, drop it back down for road transportation, and it has that nice bit of flexibility. While I'm just wrapping up on this field, I am going to quickly touch upon the extend screen. So basically we set this extend screen up. I've mapped the field. If you look down the right hand side, you've got 3 different options. You've got your saved screen to see various map choices that you might have, and you can scroll through and see the different map choices that you have set up, preloaded. You've also got functionality to add A/B lines, and also you've got the flexibility to adjust and change AB lines as well. You know, it's quite a customizable screen profile, quite happily set a number of functions down the left hand side to see engine revs and those sorts of things, and also, you know, what the PTO speed's doing, auto U-turn, so you can set this up for automatic turn functionality on headlands, which is a nice addition. Obviously we've not been using that today. I will say that perhaps loading speeds could be a little bit quicker on these screens, but they are some nice crisp clear displays. This system is pretty easy to navigate, to be honest, and I think that just about wraps us up. So thanks for joining me, James Highton, on test with Massey Ferguson's 9S.425. Obviously, if you want to read a little bit more about the machine, be sure to click in the description link below. Stay tuned for some more great machinery content from the Farmer's Guardian, and thanks for watching.